everyone, it's Movie Lover Warren 20 here, and I'm here with a brand new movie review. And this movie review is going to be for a 1990 film. Well, I think you can probably guess this, but I showed it in my VHS collection yesterday. If you saw in yesterday's video, it's from a movie that came out in 1990. Yeah, the title of the movie is right behind me. Just look right there. Yeah, this review is for none other than Ghost. Film that came out in 1990. So yeah. Ghost is this romance drama thriller film that came out, believe it or not, in 1990, and it's directed by, believe it or not, the director of Airplane, and would go on to later direct Scary Movie 3 and Scary Movie 4. Yeah, it's directed, believe it or not, guys, by Jerry Zucker. Who knew he'd direct a very serious drama like this? And the film also stars Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, Whoopi Goldberg, Tony Goldwyn. And was the highest grossing movie of 1990 worldwide. It is domestically, it's the second highest grossing movie of 1990 behind Home Alone. But was the highest grossing movie of that summer. So, what is this film about? One of the most memorable romantic films ever and winner of 2 Academy Awards, Sam, played by Patrick Swayze, living as a ghost, discovers his death wasn't just a random robbery gone bad. To help him reconnect with the love of his life, Molly, played by Demi Moore, and solve his own murder, he enlists the talent of skeptical psychic, played by Whoopi Goldberg, won Best Supporting Actress for this role, who doesn't even believe her own abilities. Ghost is a supernatural mystery thriller that will cross over into your heart and never leave. So yeah, of course, before it really got made, Ghost was really this movie that nobody wanted. Studio wanted 2 big names to the lead, but no stars liked the script. They picked 2 slightly unknown actors, Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze. The script was rewritten. Well, at the time they were unknown. The studio did not like the finished movie and put it on the shelf to collect dust. The studio brought in a different head of production, Jerry Zucker, and he discovered Ghost, as did we all. And of course, when the movie came out, much to Paramount's surprise, it was loved by critics, won 2 Oscars, even nominated for several other Oscars such as Best Picture, and like I've said, was the highest grossing movie of that year, worldwide anyways. Domestically, like I've said, it was beat by Home Alone. This is one of those movies I watch over and over. No matter what, at which point I find it, I settle down and watch it. As another viewer said, this movie has it all. Love, humor, violence, and best of all, the good guys win. I think it's probably the best thing Demi and Patrick have done. Yes, I have seen Dirty Dancing, guys, but that's second best. But I like this movie better than that movie. I remember first watching this back when it used to be on Netflix back in 2017, the summer of 2017. Never saw it at all, but that was the first time I watched it. I think my favorite part of the movie is definitely when Sam's trying to convince Oda Mae to help him by singing to her, which is a very hilarious scene. I think my other favorite scene in the movie, and one of my favorite scenes of cinema, period, is of course, the pottery wheel scene. Is probably my number 1 favorite scene of the movie. It's probably just one of my favorite scenes in cinema in general, and even known for being one of the most iconic moments in cinema. It was that iconic, it was even parodied and referenced many times. Ghost is a movie that defines the term tearjerker. Despite being a really bittersweet story, and despite being Hollywood, it's a good movie. If nothing else, the popularity of the film Ghost guarantee a revival of that great love song Unchained Melody. It's always a pleasure when good music is heard on the airways and when we have Ghost to thank for this little treasure making a comeback. If I were to describe Ghost, I guess the best way to describe it would be a drama and fantasy with some humorous moments, since it is directed by the guy by the director of Airplane, which is definitely one of the funniest movies of all time. I definitely recommend you check that out. Mostly as a result, the casting of Whoopi Goldberg as a fake psychic who actually won the Oscar for this role, guys, and it's probably the funniest character in the movie and probably the best character in the movie in general. But she comes to the story in the middle of the film. Patrick and Demi, those Brat Pack alumni, are now eager young urban professionals. Demi makes and sells her own pottery, and Patrick works at a bank. In the end area of one, he's not just a tar. When we meet them, they are starting to fix up their Tribeca loft with one of Swayze's co-workers, Carl, who's played by Tony Goldwyn, and we're going to get to a little twist of his character in little bits. But one fateful night, after seeing a performance of Macbeth at a theater, Sam is killed as a result of a street mugging by a criminal named Willie. But was it just that? A simple robbery? Not by a long shot. And Sam, who was killed before his time, is angry enough to stay on Earth and find out what really happened. Of course he needs an ally, and that's where Oda Mae comes in. Turns out there might be a little truth in her advertising to spiritualists and consult him to the dead. And there's a little twist in this film, guys. Sam's best friend Carl is actually evil. We eventually find out he's actually in on the robbery, except never really wants Sam killed. He just wanted the code from his wallet stolen so he could launder some money to drug dealers. And launder about $4 million, which just to today, that would be way more. Way more than just that. Now, I still think like Sam and I are pretty good, probably one of the best film couples in romance film history. And like, I'm not really a big fan of romantic 1990 movies, but this one is like rare exception. This is probably the only exception I can really take with when it comes to corny 1990s romance films. This one is one I like because it's not corny at all. No. Alright, what am I also gonna say? But I also really love the song Unchained Melody, introduced originally by blues singer Al Hibbert in the 50s. It got a revival a decade later by the Righteous Brothers. Tony Bennett also recorded a fine version after his death. A previously unreleased version of it was put out by Bing Crosby Estate. It's a perfect song. It's definitely a perfect song for the theme, and definitely a perfect song for the ending. So in the end, it's basically one of the best love stories last decade of the last century, despite the tragedy that takes place. Ghost is one feel-good motion picture, and no matter, even if you don't like romance movies or not, I definitely recommend you still check it out. Oh, it's probably my favorite romance movie of all time, and in the end, here's how I am going to rank it. I am going to give Ghost an 8 out of 10. Alright, and that pretty much sums up my review for Ghost. Put DVD away. Back there. And I'll put the VHS away where you belong. Alright. Okay, and that pretty much sums up. Yeah, that sums up my review for Ghost. Very good to get that film reviewed, but I'll think of something to review next, but whatever it is. Anyway, that'll be it for this review. Thank y'all for watching, and if you like this and want to see more, then don't forget to like and subscribe to Movie Lover 120.